What's up everybody? Dara here again. Today I want to make another video again after a month without any video. The problem that happened was the GoPro that I was using pretty much kicked the bucket. It stopped working, so I didn't have any way to record it. I tried using my phone, but as of late also that camera was also broken, so I didn't have any way to really record any videos last month and for the most part this month. Right now, yeah, a friend of mine is lending me this GoPro. He is a production company. I think this probably counts as a sponsorship because they're borrowing me the camera. So here's a small shout out for that company, that is Sharp Productions, that are pretty much lending me the camera so that I can make a video this month, or hopefully two times this month, because a lot has happened since these last 2 months. As you guys can see, there's pretty much no tomatoes. Right now I just restarted tomatoes, but these are not for productions, but mostly for sauce, because these seeds are a little more cheaper. I really like testing out different types of tomatoes and different types of techniques throughout the farm so that I would have better insight on what to grow in the future. So these tomatoes, I do not know if they're going to produce, but their seed is cheaper than compared to the cherry tomatoes or the full-size tomatoes that I normally grow. So I am going out with these ones. These are San Morzanos. These are mostly canning type tomatoes, so mostly making for sauces. So that will be fun. We get some extra sauce on the farm so that I can make some food pizza. Maybe I'll make a video about that. But anyways, for the most part this greenhouse is going to be turned over into completely cucumbers, except for that one row of tomatoes, and I'll be growing that throughout the summer. Yeah, the summer. This year has been hotter than the previous years that I've been growing. Yeah, and because of that, I had to reschedule my whole crop planting. Because I had to reschedule it, some of the crops that I wanted to go plant, I pretty much had to scrap them because the heat pretty much kills the plants. So I didn't grow them, and that caused me to close a block. So I'll be showing that. We just got a well-needed rain. I just finished harvesting. Once I finished harvesting, it started to rain, so it was perfect for me. And it's much needed rain. Today is on the 18th of July. So yeah, let me show you the secondary plot, the new plot, and I'll show you guys how I pretty much close a block. And it's not completely closed. I'll show you guys when we get there. We're at the new plot. You can see pretty much everything has changed. It has become a bit weedy lately because I've been busy working on the back end part of the business. But either ways, let me show you. This is the kale bed that I'm still having. This is the kale bed. This is the second one I planted. And was a kale bed, but I pretty much steered it out. And now it's planted completely with beets. I have to be weeding this week. And these were the 4 beds of Bonchilago that I have. They're pretty much gone and replaced all with arugula. And at the end, so you guys can see at the end, I just started growing some radish just to fill up the bed. Due to the insect problem from flea beetles, they tend to really attack the arugula, and I have to use insect net. But in this case, this used to be the insect net I was using about 2 years ago. So their size length for the size length that I cut them at was not precise. So some of these are pretty short, so they don't fill up the whole bed. But anyways, I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, this is a nice root. So you guys can see, lately I've been finding a lot of worms. So you guys can see here. And here's another one. There's another one. Yeah, lately all my beds have been really healthy, and you can see by the amount of worms that activity I have. Yeah, I like the worms because they pretty much eat all the organic matter that I left behind. So I most of the times when I remove a crop, I will leave the roots in the soil. So pretty much these worms will eat that up. So it's nice to see every morning that you can see a bunch of earthworms just walking around. After the irrigation system goes on, they pretty much, I think they migrate everywhere. So they go find where's the best food. But either ways, so that's arugula growing here. Um, yeah, I've been pretty weedy lately. So yeah, this is the beets bed I have. You can see that the weeds have just taken over. But I'm gonna be taking care of this. I was really busy with the back end part of the business. So this is a beets bed that I just pretty much need to harvest this week. It's not completely done. I have 3 weeks more to harvest. This beets bed I already harvested completely. This is just seeded with beets, and this is next with beets. So due to the fact that this year was more consistently hot than previous year, I was trying to germinate some few carrots and then put it on drips and then let that thing go so that it doesn't cost me that much in water. But because of the heat, pretty much none of the carrot seedlings would germinate. So I had pretty much trouble that 5 of the beds, that's pretty much half a block, pretty much none of them germinated. I want to switch to beets, but pretty much it's as you guys can see, the other block pretty much has all the beets ready, so planting even more beets didn't make much sense. So at the end I just decided, no, I'm just going to be closing this out. There may be a small update in this in the future. If there's something I will do with this, I'll probably show it on the video. So pretty much all of this irrigation system is pretty much turned off, but at the end I still have some Bonchilaro, as you guys can see, 2 beds. Some of them did go out away from me. And at the end I've just been seeding out new crops. So this is Italian basils. These have been growing quite nice. You can see it's beautiful. Really beautiful. And at the end, far side end, those are turmeric. Turmeric. Fresh turmeric. I'm trying to test out some few more crops that could grow in the summer. So maybe next year, rather than closing up a block, I can just switch it over to turmeric or some other crop that can work perfectly on drip, and I can keep production throughout the whole year. These are kind of the tests that you have to do as a farmer, and right here in Aruba there is no playbook for this. So pretty much you have to make your own structure, and most of my time is spent on R&D and researching, trying to figure out what can grow, when time it can grow, because most of these information you don't find anywhere. And most of the information that I do find, I categorize it, and then I will be using that in the future. And in the future I'll also be giving this away as courses, and for anybody who is willing to listen to me ramble. This is just pretty much how it's been going. So I closed out a block and testing out some new products there. So let's go to the main plot. This main plot pretty much stayed the same. Right now I did introduce arugula up here because arugula has become more important in my overall production. So I've been growing a lot more arugula, and they did move here. So I have mostly lettuce and arugula planted here. Again, due to the fact that my constraint with the beds, due to the nutrient not being that high, pretty much lettuce is still stuck here. I cannot move it anywhere, but I have been introducing a lot more nutrient into the crop. So some of the beds have been pretty much not only not degrading anymore, but pretty much becoming even better. This could be small parts thanks to the worms too, but we'll see how it goes. Where I'm walking right now is where I just harvested a few minutes ago. Harvest some few lettuce. I do still harvest once and pretty much cut. Harvest once and remove. These types of lettuce you can harvest and let grow, and then in 3 weeks you will you can get a second harvest from them. But in my case, because the production does taper off around 80% from the first harvest, I prefer not to do that, but that's my production structure, and in the future I may do that, but right now it's not needed. And because everything is so tight in production, I pretty much can't afford if something goes wrong and lose everything. So I don't do that yet. At the end, this was a bed that I pretty much kept getting problems with it. It's always been weeding, so I've been a silage sharp on top of it. I've been trying to just eliminate all the weeds that I can from the top inch of the surface of this bed. So let's pan over. This is the lettuce bed that I just harvested. Lettuce bed is growing. Should be done in 2 weeks. Arugula, 2 beds of arugula. This one I'm going to be harvesting this week. This is the week after that. Lettuce bed 2 weeks ago. So it has already a week that has been dormant. I introduced nutrient to it. Now I'm letting it just sit. Before I'm going to plant it with lettuce, I'll be introducing more nutrient. And yeah, then those lettuce will grow great. On top of that bed, we have some beets, lettuce, and at the end we got the lettuce that I just harvested the week before. So yeah, I hope you guys found this interesting. Again, a big shout out for Sharp Productions for lending me the GoPro so that I can make a video this month, hopefully 2 this month. So I'll be, yeah, thanks again. Hopefully the next video is going to be mostly on how I irrigate the crops throughout the summer. This is a whole different aspect on the farm, so because of the heat, pretty much water evaporates so quickly. There's some few techniques that you have to adapt for the summer, because Aruba summer is not like everywhere else summer. It's just extreme heat and extreme wind, so pretty much it's hard to grow that month. And yeah, I'm hoping to end of September so that the growing season can start again here in Aruba and I can be growing a lot more crops. Other than that, please comment down below and like this video. It really helps out the channel to keep growing. And yeah, peace. Pasa un buen día.